Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Menu Mix with me, Matt Holy.
And me, George Wetz.
Each week, we look at the menu from different leading restaurant groups to uncover some of the psychological tips and operational considerations that have gone into their menu design, menu engineering. And this week, we are doing that on Blaze Pizza. Now, before we get started, if you like the video and find it insightful, if you could please subscribe to the channel, comment in the video, like the video, it'd be greatly appreciated and it really helps the channel out. Now, George, if you could start by just giving us a little bit of background on Blaze Pizza.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited about this one this week because Blaze Pizza has really spearheaded a digital revolution in the restaurant industry. And they started in 2011 and have grown super fast. They went to 300 stores within 5 years. I think they're around 600 stores just now. And they're actually founded by a gentleman and his wife, Rick and Elise Wetzel of Wetzel's Pretzels.
Wow.
Quite similar to my namesake as well. So I have a natural affinity. And they found out the reason they came up with this concept was they were actually in line at a Chipotle having lunch, and they thought, there's nowhere that you can have like a during the week work lunch for one pizza kind of concept, fast casual yet. And so they always apparently think about Chipotle as their North Star.
Wow.
When they're coming up with new ideas and how to develop the business. So big growth plans ahead and super amazing growth in the last 13 years. And one interesting fact about them, Matt, they have a very, very, very famous part owner of the business in the sporting world. Any idea who that is?
I actually do know this one. Yeah. It's LeBron James.
Wow, it's LeBron James, the basketball player, amazing basketball player. So he's part of the team on there. So I'm sure as a spokesman of the company, he has some interesting things to say and tips to bring too. So, as I said, part of their core philosophy here, they actually wanted to appeal to the millennial and Gen Z audience. So what we're really looking forward to today is getting into a big part of their digital strategy and their digital menu to really show, I think, what's possible now with technology and data in the restaurant space, and to show some, I guess, really interesting applications that they have used to drive the business this amazing growth over the past decade or so. So the first area we want to look into is the theme of pricing. Now, in particular, this business was headquartered in California, and that's where it's founded until very recently, where they moved headquarters all the way over across the country to Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
And the reason they've done that is a reaction against the Californian minimum wage increase in the fast food restaurant space. It's a big topic going on right now in the industry about what will the impact be on restaurant businesses. And this is one company that's very much voted with their feet to show where they think the future of their business is and where their growth as a company could be going down the line. So that's the kind of first element. It's very kind of the moment, the zeitgeist, what this company is doing with regards to reaction against that policy that we're seeing. Now, the other aspect to how this policy is impacting is when you actually look at the pricing itself. So we're going to dive now into their menu, their digital menu online. And one of the first things we wanted to show you was this pizza here, the Carnivore 11-inch, and we'll get into their pricing generally because you'll notice a lot of the pizzas are the same price, which is part of their thing. So we're on the Austin, Texas location right here, and we see that it's $10.49. Now, if I change my location to Beverly Hills, let's say, and I find a Blaze here, and I start my order, what we're going to see is that exact same pizza, boom, it's now $13.89. And if you want to know exactly, that's a 32% increase above what you get in Texas. So there's a really big shift there between Texas, which is a very low taxation state when it comes to retail, and then very high taxation state where the labor costs have been going up dramatically, and that's really impacting on consumer prices in a big way. From looking at their menu though and playing around, we don't have access to all their menu data, but just choosing different locations, we found something really interesting, which is there are basically the same pizza will be a different location all across the country, like whether it's New York City versus upstate, different cities within California, all over, almost like to the 10 cents. They shift around a lot. And I think what this is telling us is they have a very, very sophisticated pricing strategy.
Mm.
It's hyper localized, it's hyper targeted. I imagine they've got data on what their competitors are pricing at that local level. They're feeding that all into their kind of algorithm to make this digital first pricing very much for the local market. We really encourage restaurants who are kind of national in scale or crossing states or in different parts to look at tiered pricing. It's not something that all restaurants do, but the data is available to make it much easier and seamless, whereas it used to be pretty difficult to do. So I think how they've approached this pricing is very, very smart. It shows in their growth that they're able to be super competitive in every single market that they're competing in.
And the pricing actually goes beyond location. So, yes, they have hyper localized pricing, but they also have difference in pricing depending on which platform you order from. So, we could see the prices right now for when you order directly through the Blaze Pizza website. However, if you order through Uber Eats or any other third party delivery platform, you'll notice a significant bump in prices for those same pizzas. So I believe it's in the range of 40%. So again, just really, really encouraging the guest, the consumer, to order directly through Blaze because there's a substantial price benefit there.
That's a good segue, Matt.
That is,
because
yes.
the next the next item we wanted to discuss was on their menu. And I've gone back to Austin, by the way, because it's cheaper. I prefer the prices. So they have these menu categories called online only. And you don't see that very often on a restaurant menu. I'm more used to seeing it when I buy clothing online because retailers often want to drive you to order online, partly because they want to know who you are and they want to collect your data and they want to be able to remarket to you because they know that makes you more likely to come in and visit them again. And I suspect that similar thinking is holding true here because when consumers are ordering through third parties, the Ubers, the DoorDashes of this world, the restaurant typically has no idea who you are. They know your first name and then just one letter of your surname, and that's it. But if you order online via them directly, then the restaurant can form a relationship with you, and that's in and of itself valuable to them. But secondly, as Matt just said, with the difference in pricing, it means they can actually order a much more compelling price point for you. So you can actually have here, you see this party for one. So for $9.95, I can order and pick up an entire 11-inch pizza and a 16-ounce fountain drink, which is really good value.
Yeah, so that particular deal is actually not available on Uber, and it allows them to make this really compelling pricing, like under $10. That is a very important psychological price point. Anything under $10 feels like a steal these days. So really, really cool that they could do that.
And I did have a quick look. I'm not sure if it's accurate all in California, but in a couple of their locations, they actually didn't offer this at all.
Interesting. Okay.
So in the online only order offers, that was not even there.
Okay.
So maybe this is really to keep under that $9.95, and as inflation goes up, fewer and fewer places will have it.
Let's see how it works. There is one more point though on the ordering directly through Blaze, and I think it's a really, really important trend in the industry right now. When they order through third party, if anything were to go wrong, they actually don't have an opportunity to recover that guest. It's handled completely through Uber, up to their discretion, or DoorDash or Grubhub or whoever else. And then Blaze is just left footing the bill. So at least if you order directly through Blaze, you're talking to someone from the business. They could send you a voucher to recover the guest if something went wrong. And it's a really, really powerful way to hold on to that customer in the rare instances where the order's incomplete or something like that.
This is a big trend. I think we're seeing restaurants sort of fighting back against the third-party delivery sites. And what's interesting, they've done this through really compelling offers. So not just made the pricing cheaper, but actually a really compelling offer to make you go and form that relationship with them. So that's how they're using this online only category, which I haven't seen so often. So that's really interesting stuff. The next area we wanted to look at, we've got a couple of points on customization, because you can customize a pizza in this place. So Matt, I thought let's play a little game.
All right.
Let's play a little game. Let us together customize and build our own pizza.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
I'm getting hungry.
So we're going to build our own pizza. And as you'll see on the left here as I scroll down, one of the nice, cool things about this menu is they actually have nice little images of each of the different toppings you can have on. So it's kind of quite cute and gives you a sense of, what you're going to get. So we like that. But more importantly for me, so Matt, do you want a classic dough? Or
Yeah.
you're right with classic dough.
Classic is the way to do it, I think.
Okay.
No gluten-free for me.
You got to choose one sauce.
Okay.
What would you like?
Let's I think also let's keep it classic with the sauce.
Red sauce.
Well, let's do a red
Okay.
sauce. Yeah.
Now, critically, and notice, by the way, our price here is $10.49 at the moment. Right, so cheese, what would you have if you were just going to choose one?
Maybe some fresh mozzarella would be great.
Fresh mozzarella?
Yeah.
But Matt, I would quite like some ricotta.
That'd be good.
And goat's cheese.
Maybe goat cheese, little
And
Parmesan for some umami in there too. Yeah.
Feta.
I mean, might as well throw the gorgonzola in there.
Go in.
All right.
We won't do mozzarella. Okay, so we're going to have a 6-cheese pizza.
That's pretty hefty.
Let's do that. And you'll notice our price is still $10.49.
Wow.
We can now add, I won't labour the point, but we can add all the meats, even the vegan meats. We can add up to 13 different veggies. We can then have a finisher, which is either a drizzle or a side sauce as well.
Well, this is quite smart because the only side sauce they offer as well as this ranch dipper, but they put it directly on the pizza, kind of reduces the waste from packaging, that type of thing, and kind of leads to the same flavor profile on the pizza, same use case.
There's one fewer things that you can forget to put in the bag.
That's right.
That's the other thing as well. Okay. Let's just make this. This is Matt's Crazy Pizza. And add it to order. There we go. $10.49.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable value.
This is so unique in the space. You know, I think there's a ton of people that get a ton of sticker shock from, build your own. Every single ingredient adds $1 or $2 or like $3 or $4 in some case for the premium ingredients. This is just incredible value, and not everyone's going to build that absurd pizza that we just did, but they could if they really wanted to.
They really wanted to, yeah. But so they've been able to do, the point there is they've been able to make effective, very complex in some ways pizza by allowing you to do whatever you'd like, which contrasts, by the way, if you saw last week's episode where on Flower Chart we were talking how they have really are trying to restrict you in what you can change, you can take but not add in terms of customizations. This is a different approach. But Matt, why do we think they're able to do this?
Well, so customizing pizzas are very, very important to this space. There's tons of people who just want to build exactly their own type of pizza. They're very particular. But in order to accommodate this, what they've done is they've completely stripped back the rest of the menu in terms of, starter shares, desserts. You'll see they only actually have cheesy bread, which, is baked in the oven and uses dough and cheese, just like you find on the pizza, so same kind of prep. And some 2 sizes of Caesar salads, which is, very limited ingredients. Even the desserts are kind of just 2 variations of cookies that are very easy to just throw in the bag and don't require any additional prep from the restaurant. So because they've completely stripped back the customization from anything that's not pizza, they're able to really, allow you to do whatever you want and reduce that back of house complexity.
Apparently, they only have 1 piece of cooking equipment in each location, which is the oven.
Wow.
That's it. So there's nothing else in terms of cooking. And also we noticed, which relates to our final point today, in terms of your pizza sizes. they've got this really interesting category called Take Two, and this is allowing you effectively to have a meal for one. So I don't know about you, but when I order a pizza, I always think, oh, 9 inch isn't big enough. I'll have to get an 11 inch. And then I order that, and then I find it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some left over, or I don't finish it all. And then I feel a bit like, oh, I wish I'd had a bit of salad with that or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's really cool about this is, and to this point about, why they started it was that kind of midweek lunch occasion was at the forefront of their mind. So you can basically have half a pizza and a choice of one of the sides to go along with it to kind of make a meal. And that's at a very compelling price point here. It's $10.75
Yeah,
to be
so
able to do that.
again, same, almost identical price point to the rest of the menu as well. It's really driving the point home that they don't want you to worry about price. The price is going to be what it is. Just worry about what you really truly want to order, and they'll be able to provide that for you. Very interestingly, though, I did some math on why they offer half of an 11-inch pizza versus like a 9-inch that you said.
That's what you'd normally expect. I'd have it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of groups that have maybe 3 sizes: small, medium, large. But they haven't done that. They're actually giving you half of an 11-inch pizza. Now, George, do you think you'd get more pizza with a full 9-inch or half of an 11-inch pizza?
Well, my intuition would be that the 9-inch is going to be more, I think.
Well, your intuition is actually incorrect.
Ah,
We did the math.
right.
Pi r squared, okay? Half of an 11-inch pizza gives you 3 square inches more of pizza than an entire 9-inch pizza. So they're building even more value into it there. And one step further, you might think like, oh, but more pizza. Is that crust though? Like, am I getting kind of the short end of the stick? There's actually less crust. We measured the circumference, and you get how much is it? It is 9 inches less crust on the half 11-inch pizza than a full 9-inch pizza.
So you're getting 3 square inches more, and they're higher yield inches.
They are higher yield inches. It's
the
very
toppings.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Every inch counts.
That's awesome. Right. So this Take Two is a great option for lunch.
One more point on this, kind of all the math and jokes aside. There is a operational reason why they did this as well. It also just reduces their prep list too, right? So that they just continue to prep the 11-inch pizzas. They could cut the dough in half versus having to prep a whole batch of pizza dough at like a completely different size.
Yeah.
Just a little bit easier to measure and
No
prep
messing
for.
around with more sizes. Yeah.
Well, so let's go and check out now, George, because there is one last bonus point that we'd like to cover here.
I need to add my crazy pizza
Well,
again.
there we go.
Okay, we'll
All
make
right.
a slightly less crazy one here. Let's finish our order. Okay. Aha.
And there we go. So if you would have noticed, the cross-sell opportunities, the desserts and the sharers, they were kind of tucked away at the bottom, which you wouldn't usually see. There's often these opportunities are really highlighted at the top to try and encourage a higher average check. But because their non-pizza options are so limited, you could see here that if you forgot to add it, they have a very nice, visually compelling way to kind of draw that upsell opportunity in right before checkout, which with pizza places is kind of the more appropriate place to put that anyways. So just some really smart online menu engineering there to drive the upsell.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has been a really interesting session to look at a brand that's just got technology in its DNA, and I think they're obviously executing it extremely well. They're obviously using data, cart optimization, and pricing to really allow them to compete very, very aggressively in the market and appeal to what was an underserved constituency that's now grown and gone nationwide. And I think they've done a fantastic job. And I've learned a lot by looking at their menus today. So it's been a good afternoon for me. Anything else to finish off with?
I think that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you found it insightful, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if there is a restaurant that you'd like us to do next week, please let us know in the comments below, and we'll definitely consider it. That's all for now. Thanks, everyone.